Thank you for joining us on yet another lovely episode of Lost Ox Media. This is a podcast that makes you take a second look at what you just watched. New episodes of Lost Ox Media are up every Wednesday. As always, like, comment, subscribe, tell us what you think about the show, and to hit the notifications because we do like to go live every now and then, but we absolutely do not like to announce that. So make sure that you hit the notifications. And if you'd like to support the show by buying merch, you can visit us over at www.lostox.media. That's lostaux.media. We have a lot of great stuff to get to this episode. What do we have? Got a little bit of Nick Fuente. Only a smidge, though. And then we got Gary V on We Might Be Drunk. We got some good old Andrew Tate. Ugh. Donald Trump. Well, Andrew Tate, this one's funny because Andrew Tate and Sneeko have been like fighting with each other for a little while now, right?
Since the Heil Hitler birthday
Since the
bash.
Miami Holocaust, man. The fucking Miami Avengers go and do Heil Hitler in the goddamn club, and next thing you know, Andrew Tate is just attacking Sneeko. It's like a pack of dogs. And all of a sudden one's getting in trouble by like, I don't know, like the leader of the pack or something, which would be the general public for Andrew Tate, right? And instead of just taking it and fucking rolling on his back, he goes, nah, I'm just going to attack the weaker dog in the pack. And he just immediately goes after Sneeko's neck. Like, that's kind of like what I see here when I assess this situation. And that's the only way to do it is compare them to dogs. Every single one of them, you know?
Yeah, agreed.
Why not? I mean, Andrew Tate and Sneeko are Muslim, are they not? So might as well compare them to dogs. So, no. But Andrew Tate, all of a sudden, he just comes out with this video where he's like attacking Sneeko, making all sorts of allegations and shit. And I haven't necessarily watched it yet, but we have that one that we're going to like kind of live react to on the show. And then we got Sneeko's response, which is just a little clip. We'll live react to that on the show.
Have you seen the clip of the response?
No, I have not. I haven't seen any of them. And then we also have Donald Trump's interview with fucking Jake Paul. Tell me about this. Tell me this is not going to be the most interesting thing that you've ever... I mean, come on. Donald Trump gets... At first, he goes on Rogan. Rogan doesn't ask him any critical questions. He gets interviewed by, like, Logan Paul. Logan doesn't ask him anything. Mike doesn't ask him anything. But, of course, these are, like, before he got elected into office, right?
Right.
And now that he's, like, the president, he's not doing like interviews really, aside from like the news, which of course they're grilling him and shit, but hasn't been back on Rogan, hasn't been back on any of these other shows. And I guarantee you if he did, he wouldn't get grilled, you know? Right. And why would it be any different for someone like Jake Paul? You know what I mean? I compare this one kind of to like the Netanyahu interview with the Nelk boys. You know what I mean? That. I go, you just got used. You got basically mouth fucked like a puppet. And that's essentially what he did. He just used you as a microphone to your audience, try to win over some favor, and you basically laid on your back and gave it to him. That's like essentially what I'm getting at. But, you know, before we get into all the good stuff, we're going to start with the main story is Gary Vaynerchuk on We Might Be Drunk, dude. This is going to be the cringiest podcast that you've ever seen. But as always, we like to start with something light on the show. You know what I mean? I wanted to start with one of my favorite super chats from this week's edition of America First.
And we're hanging out at the party. We're getting ready to split.
You know, I say that every time. I should just play that at the end of the episode, and I forget to every single time when we're getting ready to leave. But this is a time code that I have from an America First, an episode of America First with our good friend Nicholas J. Fuentes, right? And you know me, that super chat's first, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
I love listening to the dumb shit that the super chatters say, and then Nick just goes off on him and starts attacking his own fan base. He goes, "You guys are all fucking faggots. I'll see you tomorrow where I will make $10,000 on the next super chats." You know what I mean? Thank you very much. Until next time, enjoy the rest of your evening. He says that every time he ends an episode. You ever notice that? He goes, until then, enjoy the rest of your evening, and he ends the stream. It's like the most polite shit in the world. He just got done calling people pajeets and niggers and saying women should shut the fuck up, and he goes, and you all enjoy the rest of your evening, and ends the stream. Like, isn't that crazy?
It is.
It's like psychopathic. But listen to this super chat. I thought this was very, very funny. Oh, shit. Wait, I forgot to change the podcast audio to the to our shit so us and the audience can hear it. Every now and then I do that.
Yes, Friday show. I want to wake up the members of my nation. Finish it, Nicker. It's your time to be. There is no chance unless you take one.
Wake up the members of my nation. It's your time to be. There's no chance unless you take one.
Now, those sound like some pretty serious ass quotes, right? Like, there's no chance to be, or there's no chance unless you take one. Now it's our time to be, like, all this, like, crazy. Like, listen to how inspirational this sounds. Look at this. Nick is you cannot get a bad freeze frame with Nick. If you guys are just listening to the audio right now, he's sitting there, he hears these phrases, and he has his hand up as if he's actually receiving the word of God with his eyes closed and his hand in the air to be praising these phrases right now. These three main phrases. It was, I want to keep up the members of my nation. It's your time to be. There's no chance unless you take it, right? He's like, that sounds like the most inspirational shit. Nick is sitting here with his eyes closed and hands in the air as if he's hearing the words of Allah. You know? Now, where is this coming from? Do you know? I know, but do you know?
I don't know, but I'm going to assume it's some sort of song.
It might be. Listen to this.
Up the members of my nation. It's your time to be. There's no chance unless you take one. Yeah. Yeah, we watch a little iCarly.
Now, were you expecting that? You were not expecting that.
I was not expecting that.
No, you weren't.
I was not.
Yeah, we watch a little iCarly. Look at the face that he makes when he says this. He goes, yeah.
And I 100% believe this man watched iCarly.
Is that not the best?
I believe
that not the best thing you've ever heard? I heard this and I go, ah! I start doing my little laugh when it's like so funny to me. I actually squeal like a bitch, guys. Like, I'm not joking. If it's like very, very funny to me, and it's not something that I do like involuntarily. I do it like as part of the joke. I go, oh God. Like, you know, I try to make it like I'm like a hysterical Puerto Rican. You know what I mean? It's kind of funny. But yeah, well, I heard that because we watch a little iCarly. Look at his face here. He goes, so what? You got me. You know, his face right now is like, this is like he's a character from iCarly right now.
Yeah.
He's in the background going, eh, you know what I mean? With his shoulder shrug. He goes, oh, well, like, you know, we watch a little iCarly. I love that. From the preaching to we watch a little iCarly. You know, he's literally like, yes, say the words of iCarly into my veins. Inject that shit in me. He goes, please, I need it. I need the iCarly. Now, I don't know anything about iCarly, and I don't talk shit. You know, it is what it is, right? But I'm guessing now that those are lyrics from, like, the opening song or something, from the show.
Yeah.
Right? And it's so funny. He's hearing the fucking opening of iCarly. He goes, oh, God, yes. He goes, let me receive that into my heart and my soul. He does this, right? He looks like he's Heiling Hitler right now. For those of you who are just listening at home, he looks like he's Heiling Hitler. He's talking about how much he loves iCarly. Is this not the greatest?
It is.
Listen to this.
It's your time to be. There's no chance unless you take one. Yeah. Yeah, we watch a little iCarly. We watch a little iCarly. Nothing wrong with that. It's my comfort show. You know when you need to turn on a TV show and you just need it to feel comfortable? You know what I mean?
I do.
Sometimes you just want something on the TV that just makes you feel like you don't want to commit suicide all the time.
And that's iCarly. For Nick, it's iCarly. That is the fucking cutest goddamn thing in the world. How the fuck does anyone hate this guy?
Well,
I mean, yeah, so what? He talks about race and shit. Like, you know what's funny is we actually keep up with. He's not like a crazy race. Like, he really is not the crazy person that people think he is. He says a lot of crazy shit. I don't think if he was like, if the government went up to Nick Fuentes and was like, hey, Nick, we're going to like come up with a program where we hang a bunch of blacks and Jews in like a town square. Like, you're going to be on board with that? You want to like head that program? I don't think Nick would be like, yeah, dude, let's do it. You know,
right.
It's not like he's this crazy like person. I don't think he's like that. He just says crazy shit, which, yes, you know, we get it. And he is the Christian stuff. You wipe yourself out with that. You need to wipe your hard drive of that shit. Like, I'm not saying that you can't be a Christian, but the way he talks about it, it's very faggy to me. You know, I think God even is looking down going, will you chill? You know what I mean? He goes, calm the shit down, please. God damn. But then he goes, let's do a little, it's my comfort show. It makes me not want to kill myself, iCarly. He says this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This is fucking crazy, the spectrums. This guy's mind must be like a battlefield. It must be crazy inside Nick Fuentes' mind. To go from, I'm not kidding, to go from like, the Jews are taking over the world, which they kind of are, let's be real. He goes, the Jews are taking over the goddamn world. He's saying the N-word. He's insanely politically savvy. And then in the other parts of the other catacombs of his mind is iCarly and chicken fingers and cheese fries and pizza.
He's a middle schooler.
He is a fucking tiny kid with all these crazy fucking like extreme adult thoughts just racing through his mind. And the craziest part is like, he's intellectually like capable of handling all of them. You know, you kind of get where I'm going with this.
Yeah.
Like, he's a very well put together person for the fucking caricature that he is. You know, this thing that is Nick Fuentes is surprisingly well put together. And then the craziest part to me, which is the part that I don't think people give him enough credit for, is he understands his place. It's not even like he sits there and tries to be this thing where he's not like that. He's not. He goes, yeah, the women, you know, I'm kind of too scared to talk to women. I'm not even good with women. You know, I want a wife, but like still, you know, he goes, I don't really like leaving the house a whole lot. I'm just chilling. Like, I'm a hermit crab, bro. I'm just hanging out. I'm an incel. Like, he's never going to like shy away from that. Right. You know, it's kind of like crazy to watch. It's almost like, I'm almost like sitting on the edge of the tank watching them. Like, that's kind of like how I feel when I watch this show.
Little iCarly. We watch a little iCarly. Nothing wrong with that. It's my comfort show. You know when you need to turn on a TV show and you just need it to feel comfortable? You know what I mean? Sometimes you just want something on the TV that just makes you feel like you don't want to commit suicide all the time. Can anyone relate to that? You know what I'm talking about? Because you put on these other shows and
he looked like he was on the verge of committing suicide right then and there. Look at his face when he goes, you know what I'm talking about? Eyes wider than fuck. Look like they're about to pop out of his head. He goes, somebody, there's nobody there with him. He's literally by himself in a room with the camera right now, begging for somebody to jump through it and go, I do know what you're talking about, Nick.
Feel like you don't want to commit suicide all the time. Can anyone relate to that? You know what I'm talking about?
Look at that face right there. He looks down at the... Oh, I lost the frame. He literally, like, that was almost a perfect frame. I wish I didn't lose it. Just looking down at the ground like, you know what I'm talking about? Literally going like,
want something
hello,
on the
darkness, my old friend.
TV that just makes you feel like you don't want to commit suicide all the time. Can anyone relate to that? You know what I'm talking about? Because you put on these other shows and it's so intense or dramatic or weird. And it's like, I'm already like having issues. I don't need to watch other people have issues reminding me of my issues. Sometimes you just need to put something on TV that's just stupid and frivolous and comfortable. It's just like, it's like comfort food. You know, it's like eating your mom's recipe or something.
Yeah.
And for me, that's iCarly.
iCarly's buck-tooth ass is my comfort food. I gotta give it up, dude. This is our boy right here, bro.
Has he mentioned this before? How did that person know?
His love of iCarly?
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe.
Like,
I mean, you remember we've seen like that one clip we saw of Nick where it was like that headline that was like, Nick Fuentes is this far right extremist. He's going to shape the youth. And then the clip is just him playing Guitar Hero. He's playing like Nickelback in his fucking house with like the green screen behind him. It's like he's like a child, just an adult child. Aren't we all though? Like the older I get, the honest to God's truth is I just realized that we are all just kids with money. Like essentially, you know what I mean? That's really all it is. It's like adults are literally just kids with money. And that's what I like. I like to just hang out and shit. You know what I mean? Like I do a lot of work, but it's all like around stuff that I like to do. Production, cameras, this and that. That's why I'm so goddamn red right now, guys. I don't know if you noticed this right now. I worked a camera job. It was my first broadcast job I've ever worked, right? Where we're doing like live streams. I'm camera one. There's the people in the headset going, camera one, look over here and get over here and tighten the shot and blah, blah, blah. All this shit going on, right? I'm sitting at the top of this goddamn stadium in like this sniper tower shit, sun beating on me all goddamn day. And it was my first broadcast. I never did like, hey, we're filming 4 lacrosse games today over a 10-hour period. I was in the sun for 10 hours baking like a lobster. And trust me, if you're not watching, I am red.
oh, yeah.
I am very goddamn red. It's unbelievable how red I am. But, you know, moving on to our feature story, some other people who are just as red, but for another reason. Theirs is more alcoholism related. You guys are all familiar with the podcast, We Might Be Drunk. Are you not? I know I am. If you're not, you need to familiarize yourself with this. This is We Might Be Drunk. This is hosted by none other than the legendary Mark Norman. I can't even say legendary Mark Norman without kind of like chuckling about that. And his very, very bland co-host, Sam Morrill. You know, the guy kind of talks like this. He's like a New Yorker Jew guy. He's like to complain, but at the same time, his voice is like very low, you know, like this. Guys, like these two are as annoying as it possibly can get. And the reason why we're bringing them, I don't bring them up a whole lot because they're just like watching I can't time code every goddamn annoying thing that happens in every episode of We Might Be Drunk. We would be here for hours, you know? But every now and then, they always have these, like, out of fucking left field guests that you're just like, why did they even do that? Like why
the Rizzler?
Like the Rizzler. This is the same shit that I'm talking. The last time we bought a whole case of iced tea off of the last time that we talked about that We Might Be Drunk. Because their guests are just insane sometimes. It's like, why are you having on the Rizzler? Why are you having on Gary Vaynerchuk? You don't know too much about Gary Vaynerchuk, but he's one of these like social media salesmen. He goes, you can make all this money online doing this and posting every day and selling courses and then turning that into like, you know, revenue to do over here. And you got to get into all the latest trends of social. He's one of them.
This old man?
Salesman nonstop, bro. It's the only thing this motherfucker. You know how, like, when you meet a person and they, like, only speak salesman? You get what I'm talking about? It's, like, literally just baked into their personality. Everything about them. Like, they kiss your ass a little too much every time they see you and shit. And you're like, you know, chill, dude. Like, if not, you're not selling me on, like, us going out to get drinks. You know what I mean? It's like, relax, bro. Like, that kind of shit. It's like, this is that kind of guy. That he's just always on sell mode. And the shit that he, like, because he's kind of known for this, some of the most awkward shit starts happening. Like, Mark starts asking this guy for, like, advice on, like, how to market his comedy and stuff. And this is a guy who's not involved in, like, that kind of marketing. He's a throw shit at the wall until something sticks kind of marketing guy. Mm-hmm. Gary Vaynerchuk will tell you to sell every single possession that you have so that you can start, like, selling shit on TikTok Live or something like that. You know what I mean? He goes, I swear you're going to make it big. But also buy my course when you sell all that. Make sure you buy my course too. You know, he's one of those. So now I want you to, you're going to get a very good example of how cringe this fucking guy is. And the fact that Sam and Mark and their fucking lame ass producer are like playing along with this shit in any capacity is probably the saddest fucking thing I've seen on a comedy podcast. Makes for great television. Makes for terrible comedy. This was so cringe. Watch this shit.
Sorry. So yeah, I got a question for
Please.
you. So you're a big hustle grind guy. You're
Yes.
good at internet promoting, getting the word out.
Yes.
I got a Netflix special coming out in 1 month. What is your advice, or give me a pitch to really get this puppy out in the world? Because they make us promote it. These queefs sit on their ass. They got all the money in the world, but they make us do all the heavy lifting.
Queef.
Yeah.
The word that most made me laugh in junior high. I'm excited that
I'm
you
trying
brought
to bring it back.
Now you see the salesman shit I'm talking about? Queef. Now let me try to be relatable to you.
Yeah.
And tell you that like I laughed the most in junior high off of that word. Really? We happen to hit that statistical mark like just coincidentally? We just happened to come across that random word that's what made you laugh like that all throughout high school. Queef. Oh, do tell. You know what I mean? This is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That right there was a prime example of what I'm talking about. The salesman shit in this asshole all the time.
Brando's just pulled the special. He's Queef. Who the fuck?
Do you have the rights to all the raw footage, or does Netflix?
Not all of it. Most
Not
of
all
it.
of it, right?
I have a lot of it.
No, when I say the rights, here's what I mean. And I'm empathetic because I do this for a living. Netflix would be hesitant because they have this theory that if you put out too much, people won't tune in.
Oh, is that right?
But I will tell you that the way to win on this game
Please.
is to take all the footage from the show, chop it up into as many pieces of content, post it organically.
Or what do you mean organically?
That means you're just posting it on social without putting paid media behind it.
Oh, okay.
Okay, that's an industry marketing term. Organically, normals are just like post it, and if something hits, which it will, because you're talented, you definitely have at least one good fucking moment.
Oh, yeah, there's a couple.
Many.
What do you think? 17?
Well, it's an hour long, so I hope a few.
So you 17, 31 good moments.
All right, I'll take
right.
it.
Easy.
So in those 31 moments, you clip them up, you post them organic. Whichever one organically gets 1 million views, 500,000 off your baseline of 40,000, 100,000. I don't know your social well enough to know what your baseline is, but anything that over indexes, if I'm you, am running thousands of dollars in ads against certain demos. You know the content of your special.
Yeah.
So again, if you talk a lot of football stuff, you go in football fan. Like there's a way for you to use ads.
Yeah.
It's a couple bucks out of your pocket.
Not fine.
But the upside's so worth it because you know this. If you hit those ads hard for the 3-4 days before it hits, and you really have that opening, and the algorithm gets you to, you get more tune in, which takes you instead of number 7, because you're gonna fucking be.
I forgot how long this goddamn pitch was. I thought it kind of went right into the goddamn juice a little bit. We might have to skip the pitch a little bit. What's happening here? I love Mark's little Jewy tactic, though. He goes, instead of paying a marketing guy, now that I got one here on the show, I could just ask him how to do all the stuff. And then I could pay some stupid-ass editor on, like, Fiverr to, like, do it all for me. You know, like, Mark is really... Mark's, like, looking at the producer like, we got that all on tape, right? So I can go back and listen to it again. I kind of forget what he said already, you know?
And said, can you make a video for Mark? Like,
Yes.
lead him with a hook. Get him to say something to camera.
Yes.
Oh, gee, there's a lot of pressure. But he's up for it.
So now all that pitch leads into this moment, which this is the real cringe moment right here. The producer now goes, Gary, if you were going to do, like, an organic, like, video type, like, thing to promote the special, what would you do?
I would take it.
And said, can you make a video for Mark? Like,
Yes.
lead him with a hook. Get him to say something to camera.
Yes.
Oh, gee, there's a lot of pressure. But he's up for it. Anybody can do it, it's him.
So here, make a video. You can use anything in the room. His face.
Yep.
Make him.
Well, I'm gonna use my face because it'll get more views.
Make him.
Mark, why should people fucking watch this special?
Hey, it's a good special, a lot of jokes, very funny.
No, that's
gay.
not enough, bro.
Oh, it's gonna
Like,
be
real
world
talk, real
changing.
talk.
I'll name all the Epstein people.
By name?
I have all the names. I'm the guy who does the black marker, so I can tell you who's on them.
Tune in
Bert
Netflix.
Kreischer. Bert's in there.
Yeah.
Tune in Netflix now. Like, it's based.
Tell me that was not the cringiest goddamn thing you've ever.
For sure.
Like with Gary just being like, "That's not enough. You have to tell him more." And then Mark goes, "I got all the Epstein people," and like Gary like bought it for a second. He's like, "You say him by name?" Like he like actually believes it. This is like the craziest thing. And then goes, "Tune into Netflix now," as if like every person, any adult who's a fan of like Mark and Sam, like that like comedy, are gonna look at that and go, "We are not 13-year-old children, my guy." You know what I mean? Like, what is this? Like, he's doing, this is like watching like a fucking episode of a kid show in like 30 seconds. Tell him why your special's awesome. Gary's face is all in the fucking lens, all wide and shit, like an alien. Gary's eyes look all crazy. This is seriously the cringiest shit I've ever seen in my life.
My face because it'll get more views. Mark, why should people fucking watch this special?
Hey, it's a good special. A lot of jokes. Very funny.
No, that's
gay.
not enough, bro.
Oh, it's gonna
Like,
be
real
world
talk, real
changing.
talk.
I'll name all the Epstein people.
By name?
I have all the names. I'm the guy who does the black marker, so I can tell you who's on them.
Tune in
Bert
Netflix. right-
Kreischer.
Oh,
Bert's in there.
Yeah.
tune in Netflix now. Like, it's basically a lot of that kind of stuff.
God, I'm
right?
so bad at that.
But then again, it's that mixed in with when he made the Epstein joke, you put in a clip from the special, and there's a little post-production. Very easy shit.
Yeah.
Even in cap.
See, now Gary's trying to like spin. He goes, "You just take that, you edit it into some shit, you know, and it's viral gold," like as if he just handed him like an actual gold bar. He goes, "Yeah, you could just take that back." You know, any person who watches that is gonna be like, "What the fuck is even this? Why is Mark?" You see Mark's face? Mark looks like a hostage when Gary has the shit on him. Look at this face Mark is making when he, look at this. Are you serious right now? Mark looks like he's getting passed down a bucket of fucking lotion right now. You know Silence of the Lambs?
Oh, yeah.
He goes, "You put the lotion on the skin." This is Mark. He's going, "Oh, fuck. The lotion's happening again." This is craziness. And it gets even worse, bro. It gets even worse. Listen, Gary goes, "Okay, that's how you market the social media, man. You just make a bunch of cringy ass videos like this." Then he segues later on into the conversation of trying to get Sam and Mark to do live social shopping. This shit called live social shopping. Now, if you're not familiar with this, you ever see like, I mean, I know you don't scroll TikTok, but maybe you've seen it in passing on chance. You might scroll through TikTok and you'll see somebody on live, because now TikTok will throw the lives in with your like For You feed, like on the off chance that you might stop and actually watch one. And you'll see a live and it'll be like some Asian person with like a table, like some Asian girl with like a table, and there's just products like sliding across the table, and she picks it up and kind of like goes like that and then puts it in the box and moves to the next one and picks it up. And it's just essentially she's showing you all the things that are in the shop, right? And then on that page, you could click on the link in the bio or whatever, and that leads to the shop. And then people make like an assload of money like that, right? And Gary is essentially trying to tell these two assholes that that's their next big thing, is that these two guys should go on TikTok live and start fucking trying to sell stuff to the audience as if they are like that late night infomercial shit where they're like, call in now and get this watch, and it's on like a little spinner thing. You remember those old ass infomercials like that? Listen to this shit. Salesman. Absolute con artist, this Gary Vaynerchuk. I'm telling you, bro. The fact that these guys had him on for any reason, I'm like, it has to be for the quote-unquote marketing advice. Like, that has to be it. Mark's Jew fucking producer was probably like, "We should get this guy." You hear his producer, the way he talks? Shoot that man in his fucking face. It's crazy. "We should get this guy, Gary Vaynerchuk, in here, pretend he's like a guest, but just ask him straight-up marketing questions about how to market the special." So cringe, bro.
A slur for an Asian
By the way, I got
person.
something for you guys.
These intellectual monsters. They're taking over tech.
Man, I want to back to bringing good content. I got something for you.
All right.
I got a way for you guys to make millions. I think both of you should start doing live social shopping.
Oh,
Do you guys know about this?
This makes it sound hateable.
I'll take the black dildo.
No. You guys
I'm
are
a CVS. Which one's good for dandruff?
you guys have
You guys get
you
this?
guys have crushed.
They go, the live social shopping is going to make us sound hateable. And then they tell the gayest jokes you've ever heard in your entire fucking goddamn life. Like, what? It's like not even real. It's not even real. This is why, I don't know. This is why I love doing this show so much, is because there's no point to this. You get it? Like,
Yeah.
people, it's funny. People actually comment on our show, and I get it, guys. We'll play the clip in a second, but people actually will comment on the show and like be like the last episode, I called Steve-O and Harlan Williams both racist, right? Joking around because Harlan said he immigrated to America legally. So I called him a racist for that. I said he's a blatant white supremacist, right? And people comment on this show thinking that we're being serious. There is no point to this. There is no agenda. I don't care if we're making these people look good or bad or, this is literally for us to sit around and have fun talking shit about this. This is the cringiest podcast I've ever seen in my life. Live social shopping. Mark, look at Mark's face. He hears live social shopping. He goes, oh my God. He goes, I fart in every guest's face when they're on the podcast, and I am disgusted right now. I'm like, oh. He does, and he farts in Gary's face in this. I'm not even kidding. He like farts or burps or something, and Gary like stops talking. He goes, really? Like,
Is this really something that he does?
He does it every time. You know David Cross? You remember Arrested Development, David Cross's character?
Uh-huh.
David
Never
Cross
knew.
was a guest. Or no, Mark Norman was a guest on David Cross's podcast, and he farted in Dave's face, and Dave actually made like a big fucking deal about it, and was like, "What the fuck was that?" Like, like it was right in the beginning of the podcast. He's like, "Are you fucking serious right now, dude? Like, why would you do that?"
Yeah.
And Mark's like, "I didn't do," and Mark like farted like towards his direction, and he's like, "Dude, you farted like practically on me," and he's like, "It was towards me," and Mark's like, "No, it wasn't." He's like, "Yes, it fucking was." Like, what the fuck? He does this all the time, and this same guy is disgusted at even the thought of hearing live social shopping coming out of Gary Vaynerchuk's mouth. Look at this face of this con man. I got this idea. It's going to make you guys millions. I just need a 25% cut of that.
Millions. I think both of you should start doing live social shopping.
Oh,
Do you guys know about this?
This makes it sound hateable.
I'll take the black dildo.
You guys
I'm a
are
CVS. Which one's good for dandruff?
you guys have
guys get
you
this?
guys have crushed you guys have crushed hateability already. You're good. You're over the line on that.
Nailed it.
Watch this.
But look how this is so stylized and big production. She's got a conveyor belt.
Guys,
That's a
and
green
shit.
screen.
Guys,
and two guys left and
it's
right.
a green screen, and some intern is just handing her shit.
Oh, all right.
Now, are you seeing what's happening on the screen right now? Can you picture Mark Norman and Sam Morrill doing it? If you're just listening at home, they're even showing the example of what I was talking about, which it is an Asian woman who's getting just slid fucking items across the table from off camera, and every time the item slides in front of her, she just picks it up, shows it to the camera for like 1 second, right?
If that.
Puts it back in the box and slides it off camera just to go, we have all this in stock. It's all in the store. You need to buy it. This is practically like a Chinese slave. You know that nobody believes that this woman wants to do this right here. And this is what Gary is saying. This is Mark and Sam's next $1 million fucking hit idea. Like, this is actually cringe as shit. And like, I hate, if you go by Whitney Cummings standards, successful people don't say shit like cringe. But I don't know how else to describe this. I'm sorry.
Two guys left and
It's a
right.
green screen, and some intern is just handing her shit.
Oh, all right.
Now, this is
I
the
thought this
extreme of the
costed $1 million.
extreme in China 10 years later, but you men should create a product and start doing live shopping where you're
Bodega Cat.
Yes.
A whiskey.
Yeah, sell our
alcohol-
whiskey. You sold booze for years.
You guys have a Jersey distributor?
We're
Yes.
working- yeah, we do. But shop. I think we
Do you?
Yeah. I think so.
I think we might be going into another cringy promotional video. I think we might. I think we really might. I think we might get blessed.
Oh.
Watch this. Let's see.
So I will super support you. Do you guys want to do an event at Wine Library?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'll get thousands of people there.
Oh, we'll do a set.
You
or
guys
do
will
a-
I forget. Let me see. Oh no, it was just him talking about the live social shopping. But that is the craziest goddamn idea. The live social shop. Imagine Mark and Sam doing that. That is actually fucking nuts to think about. They would be doing it like they would be like the Three Stooges. They would accidentally bump the boxes into each other.
That's their gimmick.
And but all the boxes have Bodega Cat bottles in them. So eventually at the end, it's all smashed whiskey bottles all over the place and shit. And the
They'll have to
person,
start making them in plastic.
oh yeah, and look, they're all clumsy and shit, right? And the person who's off camera never stops sliding bottles. They just keep sliding the bottles, and Mark and Sam are bumping into each other, and the bottles are just piling up in the middle and smashing into each other more and more. And the person just keeps going and keeps sliding more bottles. That would be the funniest fucking shit in the world. That's the only way I'm watching.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That is the only way I'm watching. Now, look, this is going to be, you already heard the producer once. I know you didn't pay attention to his voice a whole lot, but you heard him when he goes, make a video for Mark to promote his special. Just say anything, hands him his cell phone. He goes, go ahead. You make that. You make us gold, Poppy. Now he's about to start asking him for more cringy-ass advice. You're the producer of the show, dog. Shouldn't you produce? Produce some goddamn results. Get us some views. What are you asking Gary Vaynerchuk for?
When you go live on TikTok, unlike when you go live on Instagram, when you go live on Instagram, it pings your fans.
Yep.
And then because you've probably done it a couple times, it starts with a couple hundred, and then there's 12 people in there.
Yes.
Because it only pings once, and people
like an
actually
orgy.
drop up.
Yeah.
Right.
Respect.
Yeah.
TikTok's the reverse.
Yeah.
By the way, this man deserves a raise.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
I'm being dead serious. This gentleman.
Okay, we're going
Oh, we're doing it live. We're doing it now.
Now, what are you live on?
TikTok.
So now the producer just hears Gary talk about how cool TikTok live could be. And Gary's like, yeah, man, TikTok live, it shows up on people's For You. So then it's TikTok is trying to ping people that have no idea who you are. Right? And the producer immediately goes, that's a great idea, Gary. We're going live right now. So now he's has just the cell phone camera view, right? Of the inside of their studio. On TikTok live, it is 3 very grown-ass men on a platform where the For You page is going to be primarily made up of 13 to 21-year-olds, right? They're not going to know or give a fuck who the hell these 3 old guys, quote-unquote, are. You get what I'm saying here? The producer goes, this is gold. And Gary's give him a raise. He's already on TikTok. We just mentioned it. And this guy is on the cutting edge of technology. He's already going live from your account on TikTok. Nobody's going to know who you are. Let's do this. Is that, call me crazy, but I'm kicking him out of the studio. After the first video where he goes, tune into Netflix now, I go, you got to leave, bro. I go, you have to leave. You're a con man. You don't make no marketing happen for no people with this dog shit. Are you kidding me? You had to have made your money stealing or something, or selling some bullshit course.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This guy is a fucking con man. And Mark and Sam are fucking eating it up. That's going to be the theme of today's episode, is idiots just eating it up. Because wait until we get to the Donald Trump and Jake Paul interview, guys. That shit is crazy how bad Jake is just eating dog shit. Trump is just spoon feeding him bullshit, and Jake is just taking the airplane. Oh, this is good. Crazy. Now watch them go live on TikTok.
Great. Beautiful.
I didn't
Now,
even know we had a TikTok account.
let me tell you why this is important.
Mark don't
You
even
see? That's
know.
where I give up. Right there. I
All
already
right,
give up.
you're fired now, but you'll
Yes.
be rehired.
He is risen.
What you're about to see is super important,
Oh,
and
God.
this will help both of your specials get bigger tune-in.
Okay.
Let me play with it. TikTok has the For You page.
Okay.
Yes.
They want live to grow, so they're throwing lives into people's For You page at a higher propensity.
Mm.
The people that are about to show up on this may not know any of the three of us.
Yeah.
No clue. It's random people. But random people's no different than having a Netflix special and they're like, let me try it.
True.
So you're getting distribution for free. No one's deciding at Hulu, Amazon, Netflix, or anywhere else that you get on. And this has the potential audience that's greater than any platform in the world.
Now, that all does sound pretty goddamn decent, right? If it was like you, Mark Norman, going live from your own TikTok account and you were like, hey, man, this is what it's like to be on the road. Like, now we're live, we're out here doing this. Like, you know what I mean? Shit like that all sounds awesome, right? Especially because your whole thing is you're a comedian. You're selling you, and you want people to go out and see you live. So the lives might result in ticket sales. They go, well, I liked his live when he was in, like, Tallahassee and he went on that roller coaster. So, like, he might be cool, like, to see. You know what I mean, right? This is how they think. They don't want to see you in the podcast studio, which is what's currently happening now on TikTok Live, right? The producer just turned the camera on TikTok Live. He goes, puts it on the thing. Now he basically is showing TikTok Live a wide shot of these three sitting on a couch talking about how awesome TikTok Live is. So now to anyone who would just happen to pass it, they go, oh, this is like a TikTok like seminar thing or whatever. I don't like this. This sounds scammy. Swipe. Like, this isn't going to result in shit right now.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, the producer trying to jump ahead of the 8 ball here and go like, let's do it, man. Let's go on live. Like, you are an idiot to think that. This is crazy to be like, now you have Gary Vaynerchuk, the biggest con man in the world. And he even says it. The people who are going to come on here do not know who we are. What better to do than to, you know, start talking about scammy marketing shit about how the algorithm is awesome so that they'll stick around because you guys are funny comedians. Yeah, this all lands, right? I just thought that was the funniest thing. I wanted to give it up. His producer should get a raise. Yeah, they should raise. He should get a raise. They should raise him to like the 80th floor and fucking push him out the window. That's what they should. That's the kind of raise that he should get. He should get a raise 80 floors up and then just swift kick him in the ass and make him fall all the way down to the fucking bottom with that kind of idea. Are you kidding me? Producer does that for this show. I'm locking him in a basement or something for like a month.
Yeah?
Like, you know what I mean? I go, you're never going to come up with an idea like that again. You know, I'm going to make sure of it. I'm going to torture you to death. You know what I mean? Like, you crazy. Oh, I accidentally went to the wide. I changed the view again. I wonder how much of the clip that ended up getting not seen with that. I really got to change like where this board is, you know, but we're having too much fun. I'm having a blast right now. And look, that actually, I think that went into it. Yeah, that was them doing the TikTok Live. That's going to do it for Gary Vaynerchuk. Let's give it up one more time for Gary V. That was, tell me that wasn't the cringiest.
It was.
The cringiest podcast you've ever seen in your entire life, man. So what else we got? Before we get into the, excuse me. Dude, the Red Bull's got me burping like Bert Kreischer right now. I'm telling you, man. Before we get into the Donald Trump versus Jake Paul, you want to do the Andrew Tate, the live watch of the Andrew Tate shit? This is going to be kind of funny, dude. I'm not going to lie. It has to be. I know, guys, you have no idea. Ashley actually doesn't like Andrew Tate, like, to the point to where, like, she don't even like to hear his voice. Like, is that not the craziest thing that you've ever heard? She doesn't even like to hear Andrew Tate's voice. That's how actually nuts it is.
Gossip girl.
Well, it's not nuts. It's like that's how deep the hatred runs for the Tate, you know? But I've been hearing Andrew, like, I've been hearing about this clip of Andrew attacking Sneeko, right? And like we said earlier in the episode, after that whole club-accost is what they've been calling it
Oh,
online.
my God.
They've been calling it the club-accost. After that whole thing, playing Heil Hitler at the club in Miami with the other Miami Avengers, Andrew Tate and Sneeko have been going at each other's throats, dude. Andrew's been doing everything in his power to fucking fix his image, to say that he had nothing to do with it. and essentially blaming Sneeko for everything. Meanwhile, you got, real Chads like Nick Fuentes going, it was actually just like all of us. You know what I mean? It was every single one of us. And, for anyone to cop out of that is, a fact. I don't know. Nick just owns up to the shit.
Hey, what's going on with his arm, or is it just how it stopped?
I don't know. It does look like he might have like a cigarette burn or something on there, right?
Yeah, what's happening there?
That looks like a cigar burn or some shit.
Well, how are you getting burnt with a cigar on the side of your arm?
I don't know. My man might be doing some haram where he's drinking alcohol. Andrew Tate is also one of these wannabe Muslims like Sneeko. So let's check this out. This is Andrew Tate attacking Sneeko online. I will not hold you any further. Take it away, Andrew.
So it seems he's got himself exposed and all these revelations are going to come to light. So I'm going to tell you a very factual story. I'm not Gossip Girl. I'm not here to insult anyone. I have no personal vendetta against anybody. I'm not mad at anyone who's ever insulted me. I'm just a guy. And I'm just here to tell the version of the story as I lived it. I'm just here to tell the truth. That's it. I'm just going to tell you some facts. A few years ago, there was a streamer, I think everybody knows who I'm talking about, who was obsessed with me. If I got a girl's number on Fresh and Fit, he tried to do the same thing.
He's obviously talking about Sneeko, right? You know what I think is funny is he's like, I'm just a guy, I'm just chilling. It's like he just attacks Sneeko like every chance that he gets. He goes, I'm not Mr. Gossip Guy. And then he goes and talks shit about Sneeko like any fucking chance he could possibly get. It's the funniest thing. And we watched him do it on like Patrick Bet David.
Yeah,
you remember we were watching those clips? He wouldn't even call Sneeko by name. He called him Sneaky the whole time. He goes, Sneaky at the goddamn nightclub. You're like, whoa, Sneaky? Who the hell is Sneaky? I don't know this. Sneaky.
Every single thing I did, he copied verbatim. He tried to be me, literally be me. He was obsessed with me. And I thought he just wanted to be famous, and that turned out to be a homosexual obsession. He came to...
Okay.
Hey, yo, wait, what the fuck?
Okay.
Hold up. It's a lot better than we thought it was going to be, huh? It's a lot better than we thought it was going to be, huh? And this is 42 seconds in. This thing is 5 minutes long.
And that clearly is a cigar burn.
Oh, yeah, that's 100% a cigar burn. Andrew might be coerced, and he might have got tortured to say this. Some people might have got to him and started burning him on the arm and said, you better make a video about that Sneaky or we're going to get freaky on you. You know what I mean? And they start burning him with cigarettes.
He should have put a Band-Aid on that or filmed the other side. That's rough.
That was a bad joke. I want to apologize about the Sneaky and the freaky guys. I'm sorry. But in all seriousness, though, it's so funny. Andrew's sitting there talking about, he goes, I'm not Mr. Gossip, but this motherfucker was gay as hell. He was obsessed with me and shit. That's literally what gossip people say. Think about like the movie Mean Girls.
Yeah.
Those girls literally go like, no, this girl is like obsessed with me. You know what I mean? Like that was what started like a whole big feud. Was the most mean girl in the movie making that rumor about the girl saying she was gay because she was obsessed with her. Remember that?
Yeah.
This is exactly what mean gossip women do. You're Mr. Gossip Woman. Andrew Tate is a mean girl.
For sure.
In my opinion, Andrew Tate is a mean girl. That's so funny. Look at Mr. Mean.
Romania with two people who I respect very much, Myron and Fresh, great guys. They managed to convince me to allow him to come. He came there and started acting really fruity and really weird. He started telling me that he had this cuck thing that was exposed. He had this big cuck scandal. And he asked me what I think about cucking and if it's normal to explore your sexuality and if I've ever tried it. And I said, look, I'm older than you, bro, and I've never tried that. I don't think that's normal. And then he started saying, isn't it normal just to try new things? Don't you think it's normal to be curious? How do you know if you're really gay or not unless you've tried being gay? And then I realized he was coming on to me. And when I realized
he was coming on to me. Now, I know you got this face on you right now where you're going, Andrew's saying a lot of shit right now, right? And some of it's true. That this is all stuff that Sneeko said himself, right? So, like, Andrew could have known this information because it was publicly said by Sneeko. And kind of, he could spin this narrative just based off of what he knows. You know what I mean? But it is very, very, very sus. You get what I'm saying? Like, The cuck thing, that's real. Sneeko talked about that. He got cucked. His girlfriend, they went to like some sex party thing. His girlfriend was getting like fucked by some guy. I think Sneeko was like eating her out at the same time. It was like a dick like inches away from his tongue or something like, I'm not even joking. Like, I know I sound like I'm really being exaggerated.
No, I believe you.
It was something crazy like that. And then he talked about how he was like, I couldn't stand hearing her moan and shit. I'm like, God damn, dog.
Oh.
Chill, dude. It was crazy. And then the gay thing, he said that publicly too before. He said that he at a certain age in his life, he couldn't tell if he was gay or not. And he watched gay porn to see, you know, how he would feel about it. And he was like, yeah, I'm not gay. You know, and to me, that's about the gayest thing I've ever heard in my entire life. I'm sorry. I just, you know what I mean? I've never even tried to test the theory. It's not once ever been, hey, let's try the gay stuff.
I think that might be his age, too.
It was not like I was 13.
No,
you're talking
like
about
the
like
demographic
the generation.
Yes.
His generation, more or less. Yeah. That might be it. Because now they're all trans and shit like that. You know, it's crazy what's happening in the world right now. It's all Haram. This is all Haram as hell. You know what I mean? But this is all Sneeko prior to the Muslim, you know, conversion. That happened in 2024. You know what I mean? So, like, all the shit he's talking about, this is old Sneeko.
But that becoming Muslim is trying to be like Andrew Tate, which he's already said in the beginning. It might be, you know. So Andrew might be, you know, working with hot fire. He might just be stringing together a narrative based off of publicly known information. I choose to believe Andrew. I don't know, man. Well, right now, Andrew's got me hooked. I'm going to tell you that right now. He's got me hooked.
And then he starts saying, isn't it normal just to try new things? Don't you think it's normal to be curious? How do you know if you're really gay or not unless you've tried being gay? And then I realized he was coming on to me. And when I realized he was coming on to me, I thought the best thing I can do is just not talk to him anymore. Because I don't like this gossip girl stuff. I don't want to be a drama merchant like he is. My brand isn't sitting online and constantly insulting other people like his is. So I thought, let me just cut him off. He's obsessed with me. He's a bit weird. I don't want to ruin the guy's career. Let me just go his own separate way. Since then,
he's a bit weird. He's a bit weird.
Every single day, in every single stream he does. Andrew Tate wore a gambling t-shirt. Andrew Tate drove a car. Andrew Tate drunk coffee. Andrew Tate this. Andrew Tate that. He is obsessed with me. And if you see the way he talks about me, you can see in his eyes. It's not because he is morally superior. It's not because he just wants clicks. It's a homosexual rage, which is suppressed. Guys,
he goes, guys, I'm serious. He tried sucking my dick. Like, it's kind of funny because, like, Andrew's kind of, it's like so funny. I'm not saying I believe that Sneeko's actually gay, but everything Andrew is saying, he is kind of like provable. Like, ever since that Clubicause shit, it's like now with the war on Iran, Sneeko's kind of finally pivoted to that a little bit. But, like, between the Clubicause and the war in Iran, he's been all talking about Andrew Tate. Sneeko's now the top G and all this crazy shit. You know what I mean? It's like, he's kind of like, it might not be a gay obsession. That's obviously ridiculous to say, right?
Right.
But it is kind of like he's obviously clout chasing off of Andrew Tate's name in a way, which is gay. It's another really gay thing to do. You know, it's kind of aggy, you know? Like, move on. How many times I know, like, that's our whole show is talking shit about famous people, right? I get it. I'm not sitting here trying to be like the pot calling the kettle black or nothing. But we at least move on, right? Like, we do like different people every week and shit. I'm not sitting here fucking having a month campaign on Andrew Tate. Like, I would get sick of talking about the guy. You know what I mean? Yeah. I would get so sick.
It would be like if all you did was talk about, like, Louis
J. Gomez.
Yes.
And I actually don't like Louis. You know what I mean? Like, well, actually, I don't know. I never met the guy in person, really. Let's be real here. Like, I'm the online personality, it's fun to fucking, you know, do back and forth with. I don't know the guy. Like, let's be honest. He could be if he was the raddest guy I've ever met, I would kill myself. I'm not kidding. If I ever met Louis J. Gomez and he, like, I wouldn't even want to shake his hand. I go, you know what I mean? I go, get that away from me. You dirty Puerto Rican. I'm like 100% Puerto Rican. Like, get away from me. I don't
like saying this. I feel uncomfortable making this video. I wanted all of this to go away. I just said, no, I'm not going to fuck you, bro. Get out of here. and just tried to ignore the kid for 5 fucking years. Here we are 5 years later. He won't stop talking about me. And if you watch him do it, guys, watch him do it and look in his eyes while he does it. It is a suppressed homosexual rage. He is enraged. Now he's Muslim LARPing. He's Islam LARPing. Constantly LARPing about Islam while being gay in private and taking drugs in private, as opposed to me, who keeps my faith private and my internet. He keeps his faith on the internet, and in his private life is completely haram. So we can discuss which one of us is the real Muslim if we want to have that conversation. But I live in an Islamic country. I live in Dubai. He lives in New York.
Oh my God, dude. I gotta give my fucking condolences to Mike David and, use his little explosions. He sent me that file personally. He said, you could use this in hard times. You know what I mean? He sent me his little bomb explosion. But it's funny. Isn't that the craziest point to make? He goes, I live in Dubai, a Muslim country. You live in New York. He thinks he's like really just spit with that one. Look at the face on this asshole. Jesus Christ, dude. And I mean, that's about the gayest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. Do I even have a gay soundbite? I need a gay soundbite. I think the gayest soundbite I have is this.
Sometimes I don't know how fucking cringy and ridiculous I sound.
Which is just Tony's voice, Tony Hinchcliffe's voice, which is about one of the gayest things you've ever heard in your entire life. But it's such a funny point to make. Look at even the follow-up face afterwards. He goes, tell me, I mean, if you live in New York, how could you be a real Muslim?
Let me also, he says he doesn't want to be a part of this. To not be a part of it would be to not respond to it.
To not make the video. The whole video is a contradiction from start to finish, pretty much. He goes, I don't want to be a gossip girl. Sneako's gay. I don't want to be mean. He's obsessed with me. He's a fag. I'm not trying to, I live my life in private. My religion's private. I live in a Muslim country because I'm the ultimate Muslim. He lives in New York. You know what I mean? It's like, what are you talking about, dude? Everything about this video is like putting your foot in your mouth, like from start.
And you're like old enough to be his fucking dad.
He really is. Like, he literally could be Sneako's father. He might, actually, because I think Sneako might have a little bit of black in him. Sneako might have that dog in him. You know what I mean? I don't know. Andrew's half black, though. I don't know if you knew that. He actually is half black.
I mean, I could maybe guess.
Oh, you see a little bit in him?
I see a little bit.
Okay, all right. You see a little brother in there. Ain't no problem. Ain't no thing, baby girl. Brothers snatch up a little snow bunny like you. A little pale-skinned bitty like you. You know what I mean? All right, check out the rest of this video. It's crazy. Again, we're just live react. Like, I've not seen this yet. This is fucking hilarious so far.
He walks around during Pride Month in New York. Guys, I really
okay, wait, hold up. So what? Sneako's supposed to like walk around with an AK-47 during Pride Month and just mow down all the gay people because he's a fucking Muslim or something like that? Like, you still have to exist in the same world, brother. Like, you get what I mean? It's like, holy hell. That's so funny to say. I live in Dubai. He lives in New York. He actually tolerates when gay people walk around the street, unlike me, who instantly kills them the second that I see them. That's like so crazy. But it's like him trying to flex his nuts. He goes, I live in a place where, like, if you even thought about it. Well, I don't know, though. Like, Dubai might be one of the places in the Middle East where they're like, yeah, you could suck some dick out here. Like, it's cool.
Yeah, but Dubai's like the little place. Everything, you've got money, everything
goes. That's what I'm saying. Everyone thinks that, like, you think these crazy rich, like the Muslim, like the high up Muslims with money and shit, like, you think they're not like fucking and sucking each other and having sex with like little boys? Bro, they're doing everything. They're doing whatever the fuck they want. It's Epstein's Island in the Middle East over there. They probably got a place, nice little sand hut somewhere where they go, this is the Little Saint Habib's Island instead of Little Saint James, Like, I don't know. They probably got something out there. Like, it's so funny for him to go, I live in Dubai and there's not a gay person in sight. There's tons of gay people in Dubai, right? There has to be. It's just funny. He walks around New York City during Pride Month. What is he supposed to do? Teleport everywhere during Pride Month? Like, what are you talking about?
I live in an Islamic country. I live in Dubai. He lives in New York.
The face.
You know, he walks around during
holds
Pride
it
Month
for
in
so
New York.
long,
Guys,
too.
It's so
I
funny.
really didn't want to do this video, but it's all coming to light. I woke up this morning with a few text messages from people who know very well saying, is it true that this person does these things? And I'm like, oh, so this is about to blow up all over the internet. I said a long time ago to Sneeko once on one of my emergency meetings, I said, don't come at me, bro, because I could have ruined your career and I didn't. I am the nicest man. If he had this kind of information on anyone else, he'd post the screenshots. He'd sit there like a little girl. He'd do a full breakdown. He'd talk about it for years. I'm the top G. Because that's who he is.
I love that. Andrew goes, if I was Sneeko, I would get my French press coffee maker. I would put it on my coffee table with my classic wood stained cigar box. I would get my very big, obnoxiously large cigar ashtray. I would have my half-lit cigar on the table, my cup of coffee, and my MacBook. I would sit back in my big leather recliner with my sunglasses on. Like everything he's doing, he goes, if I was Sneeko, I would do all that. I'm sorry, I just had to point that out. I just think it's funny. I would sit typing on my keyboard. He literally has a MacBook in front of him. What do you do with that? You yell into that and that thing types. You don't type on that, Andrew? Come on now.
Kind of information on anyone else. He'd post the screenshots. He'd sit there like a little girl. He'd do a full breakdown. He'd talk about it for years. I'm the top G. Because that's who he is. I've known he's gay forever, and I didn't care. He came on to me. It was weird. It's going to come out what he's really been up to. You're going to see he's not a pinnacle of Islam. He's not a pinnacle of morality. He's very far from it. And that's why I had to stop talking to the guy. So I'm making this video now just to make it clear that I rejected him. I said no. That's
You're
why
just
he
worried
won't stop
somebody's
talking
gonna
about
think
me.
you're gay.
That's what that laugh scene, that's a nervous ass laugh right there. You know? If Mike David were still alive, he would say that's a fool's laugh right there. He would say that's a fool's laugh. If he was still alive, because we all know that nigga's dead. He has not been around for, I don't even know how, he's dead. I'm sorry, guys. I hate to tell you. There's no way. We should do like that documentary we watched and just declare him murdered without a dead body. Guys, we watched a documentary today where these people just straight up like pinned a murder on somebody with literally no dead body. Like the girl went missing. He had a picture of her body like kind of fucked up in the woods. Not saying he probably didn't kill her, but the law is the law. This bitch literally was not found. And they just go, she's dead and he killed her. It's like, whoa, bro, chill. Like, you know, I don't know. I thought that was crazy.
It was.
This is so funny. Andrew Tate over here. He goes, I'm just letting you know right now, I rejected him. This is like a middle schooler would make this video. To go like, I swear, guys, I rejected that boy. If he even comes out, they go, we didn't even know about this. Like, we had no idea. You brought it up. What is that about?
I'm making this video now just to make it clear that I rejected him.
Can't even keep a straight face when he says it.
That's why he won't stop talking about me. That's why you can see
Sneeko's under the table right now sucking his dick. Sneeko's literally under the table right now giving him the craziest head he's ever gotten. And as soon as Andrew was like, I rejected him, Sneeko like bit down on it a little bit to like fuck with him. And now that's where Andrew's laughing.
in his eyes, he is so angry. That's why I am the content of his entire life. That's why, because I said no to the kid. I hope he, works it out. I wish him well. No matter how much he insults me, how much he wants to be me, he'll never be me. He's never respected like I am. He'll never achieve the heights of fame that I achieve. He'll never surpass me in any realm, no matter what. So I really, truthfully wish him the best. I didn't want to make this video. I'm only making it because it's all coming to light now. And I want everybody to see that, once again, Tate was right. If you see Tate do something, it's because he's right. If you watch my entire career...
What was that? What was that? My man about to lose breath? He did a little RFK? Here, watch. Listen real close to his voice. It sounded like he's about to lose his goddamn lunch or something.
It's all coming to light now. And I want everybody to see that, once again, Tate was right. If you see Tate do something, it's because he's right. If you
Sound like he was gonna, it's because he's right. It sounded like he's about to die. Like, what was that?
My entire career, all I've done is predict the future flawlessly. I stopped talking to him years ago because I knew he was doing drugs. I knew he was gay. I knew he was going to BDSM clubs and doing all this kind of weird shit. I didn't want to be hanging around with some little fruity nigger who was getting tied up by...
Hey, yo, what's it? Hey. What the fuck? Wait a minute. Hold on. Dude, Andrew Tate dropping hard R's. I don't care if he's half black. You can't do that. Casually like that. You know what I mean? I don't know, man. That's too much.
Yeah.
It's funny because, like, I say that word. Like, I don't say it like calling someone it, right? Like, I might say it, be like, oh, this person said that. Or, you know what I mean? Or something. Like, I'd say it, like, kind of contextually. I never am just, like, calling someone that word. That's absolutely nuts, right? And he's doing it kind of like, you remember how I said this? How it's like, for some reason, white people, like, always say the hard R. Like, even if they're trying to say, like, nigga with the soft A, they just have to say the hard R. Like, the whiter they are, the harder they are. You know what I mean? Like, that's just the way it is. And that's how he's saying it, like, right now.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Because if he was, like, just some fucking hood-ass black dude or some whatever person, like, black dude that says the N-word, right? He'd just be like, the last thing I need is some fruity nigga being like, yo, you know what I mean? Like, that shit's crazy. Like, that's how he would say it.
Right.
But he's not. He's throwing this hard R. It's, like, obvious. The better half. Like, not the better half. I'm saying that. Not the better half, but the more of him. The majority of his heritage is white, is what I meant to say. Not the better half of him is white. The better half. Oh, that's so funny. Listen to the way he says that, though, with that hard R, dude. Chill, my guy. Chill.
Talking to him years ago because I knew he was doing drugs. I knew he was gay. I knew he was going to BDSM clubs and doing all this kind of weird shit. I didn't want to be hanging around with some little fruity nigger who's getting tied up by dudes and bumped. I thought that's weird. I ain't hanging around with this guy who's going to sex clubs in New York, getting tied up by dudes and ass fucked. I'm not doing it. So, here's the truth. That's the reason. I'm not going to talk on this again. He's going to tweet about me and talk about it for the next 200 years, and you're going to see the rage in his eyes, the suppressed homosexuality. That's a him problem. I'm busy winning. That's my version of the story. So when you see all this crap come out about him, I rejected him. I said no. And there's going to be some other people who are exposed that perhaps said yes, but I said no.
What?
Oh, God, that was crazy, bro. That ending face?
Yeah.
Was that even real, dude? He held that face for like, oh, my God, look at that. This is a psychopath, yeah, dude. Oh, man. Sneaky better fucking watch his shit, dude. I'm telling you, you get Cobra Tate on your ass, you might as well get ass fucked. Because if you don't, he's going to make you feel like you got it. Holy hell, let's give it up for Andrew Tate. Was that not the wildest? Like, I was like not expecting that.
All that, I didn't want to listen to him. It was worth it. That was
wild, right?
Yeah.
That was because I was seeing clips of people reacting to it being like, yo, he is saying some crazy shit in that clip, dude. That's why I was like, we got to watch it. I'm telling you, I know you hate the guy. Just trust me. You know, you have to trust me. From now on, you have to trust me. Now, let's look at Sneako's little response. Somebody clipped like maybe a 2-minute thing or something like that of Sneako's response, and I wanted to show you guys that. Let's hear what would you possibly say back to that? He's lying. You know what I mean? Like, that's all you can say. You either say he's lying or like, you know, you got me. I don't know. Like, what else do you say to that? Let's see. Sneako look pissed. And of course, he's wearing his halal gear.
And a Von Dutch hat.
That's about the most halal shit I could possibly think of. Just top it off with a Von Dutch hat.
I can just tell you right now, I'm old. My client was telling me her kid was excited about an Ed Hardy pocketbook. And I'm like, oh, my God.
Oh, it's all starting to come back
I
now.
know.
The Von Dutch and all that, it's all coming back, dude. It's crazy.
I can't.
It's crazy.
No, I can't.
Look, this all started. I forgot about this part. I should have mentioned this earlier. Andrew said that if he gets 1,000 retweets on this tweet that he did right here on this one, he's saying 1,000 retweets on this tweet that I'm typing right now, and I'll finally explain why I had to stop talking to him. And that's the video that he made after this tweet.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying? So obviously 1,000 people retweeted it, at least.
That's not very many.
Yeah, not for a guy like that, a popular person online like that. No, not at all.
Let me just start up and address something that I saw on Twitter. I don't want to give this any energy, but this is part of a bigger coordinated attack. And I saw a recent major attack on Twitter today from a lot of people. One, they're posting some Photoshop photos from when I was 15 years old, trying to warp my face together. And there's some other people that I don't want to address at all either, because it gets to a certain point where you cross the line. He lost in terms of, he tried to ruin my career. Many times he said he wanted to ruin my career. And then after the club situation, which he folded over, he went to PBD and snitched on me and said that I played the song, and he's upset that he's losing credibility fast and people don't respect him the same way. That's the truth. A lot of people around him in his circle, and most people in this sphere, in this space, they see the way he acted afterwards, and it does not follow the idea of masculinity, standing up for the truth, trying to throw me under the bus. I stayed vindicated in that situation. A lot of people turned against me, and then I came out the victor in that situation. So after that, of course, like, what else do you have? You can't beat me in terms of character assassination or this stuff. You try.
Dude, you know what's crazy is, how he's like, oh, they were like photoshopped images and it was kind of like getting taken, or it's like crossing the line or some shit like that. I didn't see them, but I'd heard about them. The photoshopped images were Sneeko like naked, like online, like holding his dick or something like that. And he was saying that they're photoshopped from like a picture of him when he was 15, but he wasn't naked in the photo. They're like adding the nakedness onto like his 15-year-old image. So that's kind of where he's like going, this is crossing the line. I don't know if Andrew Tate necessarily was responsible for those pictures, but I think what he's hinting at is like maybe his fan base or something like that kind of is like now attacking Sneeko in that way. Just same how like his audience or somebody else is like the Groypers, the Nick Fuentes, dude, them Groypers. Nick says something, they're doing it. There ain't no fucking question. Nick says Groypers groip, and they're groiping. All right? That's the end of that. That's no questions asked. It's happening. So, these things do happen.
To challenge me to a fight, offer me $1 million. He weighs a lot more. He weighs 70 pounds more. It doesn't make any sense on paper. And most professional boxers would say it's disrespectful and pathetic to even ask for that fight, because we're not in the same weight class at all. Weight classes exist for a reason, and I have no boxing experience at all. So this is the route he's gone to. This is somebody that I have defended extensively when he was going through his case. I faced a lot of backlash, and part of the reason I got banned everywhere was to defend him. The one thing you don't do, you don't go after people who are not within the arena. You don't do that. You cross the line. That is completely unacceptable. And it's a true depiction of character. That's who that person is. And, I make jokes, absolutely and utterly, that stuff's funny. You put yourself in the arena, you're put yourself as subject for that. But you bring other people into that, you don't do that. You bring people involved that should not be involved. It gets beyond the internet, and it gets to a point where this is some serious stuff. There's just no toleration for this.
Who's he talking about? Because I don't know Andrew. It's not like Andrew was like, and his mother's a faggot, and his dad's a faggot, and his brother's gay, and you know what I mean. I didn't hear any of that.
Yeah.
And that's what Sneeko's saying right now. He's like, oh, you're bringing people into this who like aren't social media people. It's like not cool, which would not be cool. I could agree with that. Remember when Nick Fuentes and Pierce Morgan was like, isn't your dad a racist? Nick's like, whoa, dude, my dad's like not even here to defend himself. Like, chill. Like it's like that,
Yeah.
This type of activity. I'm a streamer. I'm a public persona, but people who aren't public persona, bringing them into this is heinous. It's evil. And it's beyond what I thought would a lot of these people would be capable of.
No, you got something?
Well, I'm trying to think what other person he was talking about. No,
I really don't remember. But
you mentioned the girlfriend thing.
What girlfriend thing?
Who was it talking about the girlfriend? No, maybe.
What girlfriend? What are you talking? Whose
his girlfriend?
Sneeko has a girlfriend? Oh, when he got cucked. This was a while ago. Yeah, this was a long while ago. So I guess maybe, but she was a public person too. At the time.
Okay. I don't know who she was.
I mean, if you're Sneeko's girlfriend, I would imagine he was like streaming all the time and shit. Like, you gotta be. That's like trying to be Clavicular's girlfriend and being like, no cameras. It's like, bitch, that motherfucker's on camera like 16 hours a day. What are you talking about? No cameras. It's like when he's sleeping, right now Clavicular's doing a whole month-long stream. 30 days. It started on the 13th.
Okay.
Started on the 13th. First day, he almost got banned because that Vitali guy I was telling you about was getting his dick sucked under the desk. And they were sitting at the desk in the live stream, and the girl went under the desk. She started trying to suck his dick and shit like that. And Vitali's like, like doing little Ace Ventura type shit, you know what I mean? And he almost got banned for that. It was like the first day they started streaming. Ain't that some shit? All right, let's let Sneeko finish out. This response is nowhere near as funny as Andrew Tate's video, so I'm starting to side with Andrew. I'm sorry. I'm starting to side with Andrew.
Withstood a lot of personal attacks. I'm here. I'm in the public space. I can see how that makes sense. But when you bring other people into this, you cross the line. You crossed a moral line. You cross my boundary, and you cross the line over here. So. Yeah, I mean, look, people have put me. Yeah, I understand people upset or jealous or want clout. Yeah, and so just don't pay attention to these coordinated attacks, guys. If you could do me a favor with the community, and yeah, it's not an ideal situation, bro. That's what happens when they can't discredit your points. When they get jealous, and especially I think because I am getting closer to the truth, and people get jealous. I hold up a mirror to them. That stuff is just, there's nothing to joke about it when it comes to that. There's a difference between internet back and forth and some of the stuff that people are putting out there. Yeah, the best thing
I say, if he wants to call you gay, that's fair game. You know what I mean? I hate to side with Andrew Tate on anything.
Well, his response is,
this shit weak as hell.
Yeah.
Like this shit.
He's not even talking about what he said.
That's what I'm saying, dude. I don't know. Maybe he's talking about like a tweet where Andrew talked about someone in Sneeko's personal life. But like right now, it's like, respond to the gay allegations, my dude. Ain't nobody want it. He called you the N-word with a hard R. It's like, say something back. What the fuck? Like, to not even mention not one time to go like, he called me gay, bro. I'd be beating my chest. Like Denzel Washington. He called me gay. I'd be all over there. I'd be freaking out. Like, come on. Mm-hmm. I'm like poking Sneeko with a stick. Like, do something. You know what I mean? Like, come on.
What you do is not give it as any attention and handle it off stream. Not ideal because I'm putting in so many hours streaming. That's why they do that, to try to take me away from the streaming. But it's something that I have to handle off stream. And it's very clear. I mean, it's very clear why you're doing this. Complete, obvious lies. That's all they have. Time and time again. How many of these people? It follows the same pattern. If you want me to be real about it, this would not have happened if I did not become Muslim. As soon as I became Muslim, I put up a mirror to a lot of people, and a lot of people question their own. This is why the reason for so many attacks. Peace out, Kozu. W Kozu in a.
Look, you want to know the funny thing about him being like, yo, this happened ever since I became Muslim. Like, as soon as I became Muslim, I started showing people, like, I put a mirror to them. I said, yo, bro, you ain't no real Muslim, right? Like, this is why Andrew's going back and forth with him about point, right? Bro, like 1 year during Ramadan, it's the month where they fast is part of the Muslim religion, right? And you can't eat like all day, but then once nightfall hits, you can eat. You just can't eat during like a specific time in the morning until sunfall, until like the sun actually goes down. And like one day during Ramadan, he like goes to a diner and buys like a whole plate of breakfast. He talks about it himself, Sneeko. Buys like a whole plate of breakfast, and then after is like going to leave, and maybe he's like live streaming or something, and someone in the chat's like, bro, ain't it Ramadan? He's like, oh yeah, I can't eat this. And like, I forgot. It's like no person who's like diehard about their religion and shit is just gonna forget that Ramadan is happening. Like, it's like literally one of the most important parts of the year for a Muslim person is Ramadan, dude. Like, are you serious? So it's just, I think it's funny how he goes, when I became Muslim, I started putting a mirror up to real Muslims who said that they were real, but they were not really as real as me. It's like, bro, seriously? You're like barely holding on by a Muslim thread. You know, calm down with that shit. So let's give it up for my man Sneeko. I love good old Sneaky Sneak. Go ahead now, because I'm going to set us up for the Donald Trump and Jake Paul interview, and you are not going to want to miss any of that. So I'm going to tell you right now, guys, this is kind of starting to stretch out to be like the craziest timeline to be alive, in my opinion. You know, like, think about when Donald Trump was becoming president. You thought to yourself, like, the first time you heard it, you go, this is a joke, right? The guy from The Apprentice is going to be president. Like, this is really like a joke, right? And then it happened. And then it happened again. And then you find out, like, oh, there's like a whole, like, portion of the country that just is diehard for this fucking guy, right? And then he gets in office a second term and just continues to gargle Israel's balls every single chance he gets, to the point to where, like, now we're in a full-blown war with Iran, pretty much over the fact that Israel wants to go to war with Iran, right? Like, let's be real about this, dude. Iran has nothing to do with us. They're miles and miles away, thousands of miles away, in fact. The only one that is caring about them is Israel. So, if, in my humble Puerto Rican opinion, we are at a war right now for Israel. But that's beside the point. Now, we are living in a world where not only we are at war with Iran over this bullshit, but we are also living in a world where Donald Trump is endorsing Jake Paul for political office. Is that not the craziest shit right now? That is probably one of the craziest things I've ever heard in my entire life. And I got to look this up to show you guys this while Ashley's in the bathroom. Look, Trump endorses Jake Paul. This is, oh, well, if it's the New York Times, they're going to try to make me pay for this shit. I want to watch a video of this. Let's see videos right now. Let's cut to the clip view. Look at this right here. Ashley, you are not going to want to miss this. I'm going to tell you right now. Huh? You're coming. You better not be coming. I'm not doing anything. No, I'm joking. All right. So we're dead ass. Like, this is the craziest time to be alive. This is real. Like, Donald Trump is actually endorsing Jake Paul for political office. Wait until you see. I'm not kidding. Watch this.
It's a guy named Jake Paul. Jake Paul is a great guy. And, you know, part of the deal is he said, do you mind if I do an interview with you? I said, Jake, I'm the president of the United States. I don't do interviews. Look at Joe Biden. He went 2.5 years without doing an interview. But I said, Jake, I'm president. How can I do your local podcast? But his local podcast is big stuff. And he's big stuff. Jake, you got to come up. Come here. Come on. You got to come. This guy has guts. And he walked out with a broken jaw. Anyway, this was not the greatest fight. But you know what it showed? Lots.
I love it. This was not the greatest fighter ever. You know what I mean? He got his jaw snapped, my nigga. You know what I mean? He goes, for real, dog. But I'm telling you, we're going to bring him out anyway on stage.
Of courage. Come here, Jake. Say it.
Yeah, what Mr. Trump has taught me is courage. You know, we never back down from a fight, even if they're much bigger than you, much.
Look at the actual pit stains on Jake Paul right now. Is that not actually insanity? Jake Paul is being endorsed by Donald Trump for political office. He has bigger pit stains than Joe Rogan. I've never seen anything like it. Through every single layer of his suit, you're talking like wife beater, undershirt, button-up T-shirt, right? There might be a vest in the mix, and then suit jacket. Jake is sweating through every single one of them. Profusely. Now, if this is what the outside jacket looks like, imagine what everything on the inside looks like.
Rough.
He's soaked. This guy is soaked. And you could hear it in his voice. Listen to him talk. He goes, guys, I really don't even know what I'm doing up here. It's like, I'm so scared right now. Listen to this. Wait.
My friend.
Hold up. I'll get us back to that part. There you go. Listen to Jake talk.
Courage. We never back down from a fight, even if they're much bigger than you, much, much bigger than you. All of our voices matter in America, and I'm never afraid to speak the truth, and I know you guys aren't. We are here representing the United States, and it's just a blessing. Thank you. I know God is with us. I know he wants us on the right side of history, and everyone here has to do their part, and God's got us. Trump's got us. God bless. Love you, Kentucky.
Quite the nice little speech, right? The pit stains got me a little bit. You know what I mean? If it wasn't for the pit stains, I would have never believed you. Because now I'm a believer. I go, Jake Paul's a real guy, just like the rest of us. Tell me how crazy this is. Jake Paul owns a deodorant and antiperspirant company called W, right? W for wins, right? We all out here winning.
He made it after this video.
No.
That's when he started it.
Get bullshit. W has been, you could buy W in Walmart today. Today you could buy it. Imagine owning an antiperspirant company and your fucking armpits are sweating through.
Are you 100% sure it's antiperspirant?
It's a fucking deodorant stick. You get what I'm saying?
I know, but they still be sweaty.
It's still, that's the point of it. It's it's not a good look for your company, for your deodorant company, for you to have the sweatiest goddamn armpits anyone has ever fucking seen.
Who let him wear that suit?
I don't know, dude. You have to bring a backup suit for that. You can't just...
No, you just wear a dark colored suit.
That too. Oh yeah, I get what you're saying. The beige was a bad choice, dude. The beige suit was a bad choice. Holy hell. Let's listen to what Trump has to say. Imagine he gets on the mic. He goes, weren't his pits crazy sweaty? He goes, I've never seen pits so sweaty.
No, he's a great guy. He's a courageous guy. And I just want to say, I'm going to make a prediction that you will be, in the not too distant future, running for political office. And you have my complete and total endorsement, okay? My friend.
Is that not insane, dude? Let's give it up for Jake Paul's endorsement, dude. Up, the soundboard's going crazy again. Let's see. There we go. There we go. Look at that. Now, you heard in the beginning of that video, he goes, he asked me if I could do an interview with him, and I said, yeah, I do. He said, I'm the president of the United States, Jake. Why would I do an interview with anyone? And then he goes, I'll do it with you gladly. There has to be some crazy agenda behind this.
Maybe he wants to run for political office of some sort.
But that's the thing. It's there's something else. There has to be, man.
It's Ohio.
Ohio. It's all Ohio, guys. Make sure you keep that in mind. Ohio's connected to everything. And Jeffrey Epstein is connected to Ohio. And when that happens... oh, boy, you ain't ready for the future. I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, we're conspiracy theorists over here now at Lost Ox Media. I mean, look at my outfit. I literally am wearing America First fucking merch with this crazy-ass Unabomber hat and sunglasses on. I look insane right now. We're full-blown. We jumped off the dock. We're in, At least I'm in. So, I just wanted to share with you guys the interview that happened after, or no, I guess before. It probably happened before them talking about this, right? I would assume. Because he goes, we had to do the interview, and then I let him on stage, and he sucked my dick, so I told him I'd endorse him for political office. Good old Donald Trump. But I won't hold you guys too much longer. Listen to this. There are some juicy moments in this. And then there are also moments where you go, oh, Trump is just using Jake as a megaphone for his audience. That's pretty much it. But let's check this out. This is the intro. Donald Trump versus Jake Paul. This is how I like to say it every time. Donald Trump versus Jake Paul. Donald Trump versus Jake Paul.
Mr. President, what an honor.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you for sitting down with me today. I think we'll get into some personal stuff.
Oh, this must be pre-fucking rally because he doesn't have the stains yet. And this is clearly the same suit. So, yeah, we're pre-rally right here. Holy hell. If only this suit knew what it was getting itself into later on that day. This suit would have screamed and tried anything it could to get off of this man's body. It's killing it.
Fun stuff. And, yeah, it's an honor. We're here at a factory doing a rally. It's my first rally, and it's actually my first show on this podcast. So you're going to be my first and last
that's
guest.
good. Well, we're going to have to get good ratings.
We got to get some good ratings.
We better.
You were flying in on Air Force One.
Right.
Is it true that you watched the Joshua fight on Air Force One?
I watched it. I watched you, and I thought you were very brave. He's a pretty big guy. You know, he's good. And he's legit. Look, he's a legitimate fighter.
Jake Paul is sitting there like, but I'm like a legitimate fighter. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's so fucking funny. And that wide shot right there too. Jake's just like, yeah, like, yeah, I guess he is, you know, it's kind of crazy, you know. And it's funny because if, like, I forget, hopefully it doesn't take too long to get there or else I'm just going to skip it. But Donald Trump starts talking about how he goes, yeah, you know, like Anthony Joshua is like a full blown ass heavyweight and you're just fighting like this MMA guy who's retired and like this guy who's like a custodian for some middle school and like you're fighting someone who's like not a professional boxer. Like it kind of is funny how he brings it up like that.
He's a pretty big guy, you know, he's good. And he's legit. Look, he's a legitimate fighter. And I thought you were great. You did yourself no harm.
No.
Other than your chin, maybe.
Other than the jaw, which is healing. How big is the TV on Air Force One? That was
good. It's good.
Outstanding
it's good.
question.
The best you can have, I'll tell you. You know?
It's about like the bird.
Outstanding question. That is up to par with the Nelk boys asking Netanyahu which one he likes better, Burger King or McDonald's. That's about, you know, Jake goes, I heard y'all out there getting money and shit. He goes, how big the TV on the Air Force One? What y'all got, like 70, 90 inches on that motherfucker? Y'all got like the whole wall? Is it panel by panel LED? He goes, tell me about that shit, my dude.
They view it as cost is no object, right? But it was good. I got to see that. I really watched it. We had a whole plane full of people watching you. And, you know, if size mattered, then I said he's going to be in trouble. And they say it matters.
I got into the ring with him, and I realized he was much bigger than I thought.
You didn't see that like at a weigh-in or anything?
Not at the...
Look at that. Trump goes, what happened? We were blind the whole fucking time until he saw you in the ring? It's like the weigh-in when you guys were like face to face. You literally were staring up at him during the weigh-ins. You didn't see that like during that time? It's like, and it's funny because a weigh-in is essentially the same exact gear that you're going to be in during boxing. If anything, you would have less clothes on during the weigh-in. So you're going to see how big that motherfucker's balls are like during the weigh-in, right? Each one of his balls is like the size of like one of Jake's fists. You know, Anthony Joshua's balls are hanging right at about Jake's chin level during the weigh-ins. And Jake goes, I didn't even notice how tall he was. Anthony Joshua's balls are literally like smacking Jake in the face during the weigh-in. He goes, I never even noticed how tall he was, not even one time. And look at his face after that. Trump goes, you didn't notice that during the weigh-in? Jake goes, that's you know what I mean? This is like the face of a guy. He goes, damn, he really just asked me that? He goes, come on, Trump, dog. I thought we were cool. I thought you were going to endorse me for office, man. What the fuck happened? You didn't see that during the weigh-in?
Watching you. And, you know, if size mattered, then I said he's going to be in trouble. And they say it matters.
I got into the ring with him, and I realized he was much bigger than I thought.
You didn't see that like at a weigh-in or anything?
Not at the weigh-in, not at the press conference. And then I got in the ring. I just saw his size, and I was just like, okay, this is going to be a tough night.
So who do you fight next?
It's a good question. I think Francis
Would you
Ngannou,
ever fight him again? No.
No, I don't think so. I think I need to go stay at my weight class.
I think so, right?
I think so, right? He goes, yeah, man, because you got to just keep getting fucked up like that out in that world. I like Trump. He like delivers these quiet jabs, but because he has this like concerned tone in his voice kind of, or he's like, a parent talking. He goes, I think so, right? Like, I think you should stay in the little weight class, like a little one, right? It's not bad to stay like that, And like, it's kind of like a very soft tap he gives him. He goes, you bitch, He goes, yeah, no problem.
Maybe doing some MMA. We're promoting fights now on Netflix. We got Ronda Rousey versus Gina Carano. Maybe Usyk in MMA. Francis Ngannou, Ryan Garcia, maybe Tommy Fury. There's a lot of. Who would you want to see me fight?
Well, I probably Khabib. How about Khabib?
I'm down.
Good old Khabib right there, dude. This guy would kill Jake Paul. Legitimate. Khabib like fucking beat the actual shit out of Conor McGregor. I was telling you that earlier, and I'm pretty sure Khabib was undefeated his entire career. Ended on a end. Remember I told you where they come from, right? That weird place in like Russia. I think it's called like Dagestan or some shit like that. Khabib comes from like this like MMA school where like it's like a monk school. They go like
just for that.
Just for MMA. He goes, that's like the type of school where they go, you're going to eat like 3 bowls of rice a day. We're going to beat the ever-loving shit out of you. You're either going to make it or you're going to die or something like that. It's like one of them. Like literal warrior camp. And fucking Trump just goes, you'll never fight Anthony Joshua, right? He goes, no, I won't. Anthony Joshua is like a trained boxer who like, yeah, he's going to fuck him up, but he knows a level of restraint. You know what I mean? He fights in a sanctioned boxing like federation, whatever you want to call it. Khabib is like MMA. He goes, yeah, I'm breaking your arm. I'm breaking your hip. I'm
killing you.
I'm going to make you tap out. It's whatever it is. If he dies, he dies. Like, that's Khabib. And Trump just goes, you should just get into the ring with that guy, to be honest. That's who I would like to see you.
Well, I'm sure
I would like to see
he would like to see that.
Yeah, I'd like to. Trump basically just said to Jake Paul, I'd like to see more than just the jaw get broken, please. He goes, if I would really enjoy it if you just got mangled up and you were just a bag of broken bones at the end of the whole thing. That would really, I would enjoy that. I love that shit. And the glee on his face, he goes, boy, if you fought Khabib, oh my God, He goes, wouldn't that be something?
Does he have any more eyelashes?
I don't know. He might be eyelashed out. He might have plucked them all out or something. He kind of looks like a plucked chicken a little bit.
I probably Khabib. How about Khabib?
I'm down.
I think he's been just great. When they say who is the best of those, I've had a lot of fights. I've had Mike Tyson and a lot of them.
All right, that's funny. I just thought that Khabib shit was fucking hilarious, dude. Now look at this. I named this time code, why is the president sitting with Jake Paul? I couldn't imagine what this is actually supposed to. I forgot, to be honest. Listen to this.
So what is this show all about? Tell me. And I'm doing this out of respect for you. Because I'm the president of the United States, and I'm sitting here with Jake, and I'm saying, you think Joe Biden would do this interview?
No.
I don't think so. He wouldn't know where the hell he is.
See, what he meant to say was, I'm the president of the United States, and I'm doing this interview with Jake Paul, and I'm thinking to myself, what the fuck am I doing here? Why am I doing this? I should have never offered to do you a favor. Maybe that's what this is. Maybe like, you could, because during the campaign and shit like that, maybe Trump was like, thanks for hooking me up with your audience. You helping me appeal to the younger crowd and get those votes. If you ever need a favor, cash one in, I got you. And then Jake goes, I got a favor. Can I run for political office, please? He goes, Mr. Trump, you mind if I do that at some point? Jake literally has like the reading level of like an 8th grader, if that. You know what I mean? That might be a little bit high of a reading level for Jake. Like, you ever hear him talk just on a regular? He sounds like he's on the verge of like being brain dead. It's like actually nuts. Like the CTE from the boxing is like already hitting him. He's not even 30. So imagine him in political office of any kind. They go, what are you going to do with like the civil engineering budget for the city of Austin, Texas? He goes, liquidated. I don't know. You know what I mean? He's like, I can't even think this morning. I just got done getting my ass kicked last night in the boxing ring. He's I can't even think straight. They go, what are we supposed to do with the like the trash and water budget. He goes, send it all to Israel. You know what I mean? He goes, I don't know. Trump got me into office. I need to do him a favor. Send it all over to Israel, please. You can do that. You know, you can just do that. I thought that this was very funny. Look, oh my God. This one line. My very dude, Trump talks about his son Byron. And I thought that this was funny as hell, dude. This is so funny the way, or Barron. I said his name wrong. Barron, you know the way he says it? Trump says, listen to the way Trump says his son's Barron's name during this part of the interview. I thought, dude, I'm not even kidding. I was like on the verge of having like a nervous breakdown on how bad I was laughing off of this. This was making me die. Barron.
Joe Rogan was a great interview. He did 300 million people.
Yeah.
And then she didn't want to do it, which, you know, I guess she should have. I don't know. You know, it's funny. It was I did him, and I did some other guys who were really great guys. Barron, my son.
Barron. Just the way he says that. I don't know. It was a lot funnier the first time I heard it. I might have been like way higher than I am now or something. But he just says it in a very specific way. He goes, Barron. Like, I don't know. It's easy to pick it out.
I did him, and I did some other guys who were really great guys. Barron, my son, Barron, I have a very tall son.
Yeah.
And he's a smart.
I love that. Now, you guys caught that, right? He goes, I have a very tall son named Barron. He kind of says it with this smirk in his face. Like he goes, as I'm sure you know, kind of to Jake, right? And I was telling you, I said, you'll find out why he's talking about that when it comes to Barron. And I said, I was like, watch, I'll show you what I'm talking about when we get to that point in the episode. I purposely didn't tell you about it before that. You know much about Barron Trump?
No.
He is extremely tall. He's like very, very tall, right? Maybe I spelled Barron wrong? No. Barron Trump tall meme. And of course, just like, you know, normal fashion, Twitter's not going to give it to me. So look, there was a couple times during like his presidency when he was trying to run and shit like that, where like his son was around him. Everyone started memeing how tall Barron actually was. And these were like the videos that were coming out of it. Look at what they did to him. Isn't that fucking hilarious? They made Barron like fucking 15 feet tall compared to his goddamn parents. Look at that. That's the funniest shit in the world to me. And he's like actually there behind them. You know what I mean? They just made him like way taller using AI or some shit. And now the funniest part is this was like a year, not even 2 years ago. Now you could make an AI video that looks way more convincing than that.
Yeah, for
you know?
sure.
Like you could make one that looks way more convincing than that. And the funny thing was people like, they like, look at how tall he actually is compared to everybody else. He's like a monster. He's like literally like
he
a
looks
monster,
miserable.
bro. He looks like the Lurch.
Yeah,
from like fucking, what is that? The Addams Family, right?
Yeah.
Is he like the tall Frankenstein guy or whatever? Is that one Lurch?
Oh.
Which one's the one I'm talking about?
Yeah. Lurch. That's him. He's the butler.
Look at the other memes people got of Barron like this.
Who are these other people?
That's supposed to be somebody photoshopped Nancy Pelosi's face onto some fucking person like that. Okay. You know Nancy Pelosi, right?
Mm-hmm.
Dude, I wish that there were more like that I could find. I used to see like when those Barron being tall memes were like really hot and going around, people were like, they kept escalating the memes like further and further. Like it got to the point to where like they did that video. They did the video like the one I showed you, but it was like literal like only giant footsteps. Like instead of his actual body, it was like 2 giant feet because he was like so tall that the only thing that was in frame were like his shoes because of how tall he was and shit. And I thought that was the funniest goddamn thing in the world. So then for Trump to sit there and like acknowledge it and he goes, you know, I have a very tall son named Barron. It makes that like so much more funny to me. Like
Barron, my son, Barron, I have a very tall son.
Yeah.
And he's a smart guy and he's a good kid.
I like how Trump starts laughing. It's almost like he expected Jake to kind of be like, like, yeah, bring up the memes. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he kind of like gave a pause there for a second. Like, Jake was going to be like, yeah, I've seen the memes online. I've seen like all the videos. I think it's hilarious, you know? Jake, of course, just kind of lets the moment die. Trump goes, I guess I have to weave the conversation. Now watch this. Listen to this, dude. Now Trump just starts feeding Jake like lines of bullshit, right? About like why he ran, what he ran on. Like, this is where I start to go, oh, this is why Trump is on here, right? Same thing with the Netanyahu and the Nelk Boy shit. These politicians want to use these fucking dumb influencers as microphones so that they can spread whatever bullshit to these young audiences that listen to these fucking idiots, right? And then stupid fuckers like Jake will like just eat it literally by the spoonful, right? And their audience is going to follow suit. Like, you know, there's a couple critical thinkers in there. Yeah, but like majority, and it's not even like, this is the thing that people don't get. They think that like when people say stuff like that, when they go, their audience is going to listen to them. They think of it like as if people like me are saying that their audience are like idiots that are going, duh, Jake Paul likes it, so I'm also going to like it. It's not like that. It's not like that at all. You kind of slowly fall favor to the bias because somebody that you know and respect has that same opinion. You go, well, if Jake has it and I like Jake, it's like he's somebody that I look up to and is smart. It's like there are people who actually think Jake Paul is like a smart guy, like someone you should look up to, right? This is like what I'm talking about. It's not like those people are like idiots that will drown in the shower if you don't close their mouths. That's not what I'm saying.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I think that that's where people kind of like misjudge that, because you'll hear people say that and people will defend it and go like, oh yeah, you think everyone's in the audience is like a retard? It's like, no. But people will like kind of slowly fall into that bias because someone they respect and love happens to feel that way. That happens all the time.
Yeah.
You know? And that's kind of where I'm getting at with this. Now watch, Jake is just about to open wide. Trump hits him with the airplanes. He goes, Jake, here comes the airplane of political propaganda. Can you open up, Jake? Nah. Jake goes, ah! Jake opens his mouth like the widest he possibly can.
This country, I mean, we did this excursion. We had to do it, wipe out evil. You know, sometimes you have evil. And for 47 years, they've been killing people, you know, in the most violent way. The roadside bombs all over the place. That was 95% of them are from Iran. Soleimani, that was the one. We took him out. We did a lot of things, the B-2 bombers, and all of this whole thing that we're doing now is people have waited for 47 years for it to happen. So we have to do it right. But our military has been unbelievable.
No, and I could
Ain't that crazy? 47 years. That's probably like around the time that like Israel was like founded. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So you think about it, it's like Bibi Netanyahu and the one leader before him. Because I think ever since Israel's like founding or whatever you want to call it, I think there's only been like legit 2 prime ministers. I think Bibi Netanyahu's been in there for like 25 years or something like that. I'm not claiming to know that. I'm just like, those are the only two. I only know of 2. I'm not saying that means that there's only 2, but
I don't know.
I think that there's only 2. I could be wrong. If I am wrong, I apologize, whatever. But it's basically like Trump saying for 47 years, everyone's wanted us to like attack Iran. It's like, I think for 47 years, probably Israel's kind of been pushing that. And every president has been like saying no until you, man. Like, it's like, you know what I mean? Finally, Bibi Netanyahu goes, oh, Trump is like, this is the guy, right? You know, you have literal people in press conferences with Trump. This actually happened this past year that they go, Trump is our first Jewish president. You know what I mean? Like patting him on the back, saying it as it's like a cheeky joke. But why would he say that? He's the first one that's literally willing to gargle Netanyahu's balls without even thinking about it. No shower needed, nothing, you know? And that's what I love about this. Trump just feeding Jake this shit like a goose. You know how they do the foie gras with the ducks and they force feed them to get fat? That's what Trump's doing right now with Jake. Jake's got a hard line right down to the gullet, and Trump is just injecting loads of bullshit down this guy's throat.
For your bravery, and I think so many Iranians do as well. And I was a bit shocked too. Like everyone else in the world was like, "This is the greatest thing," and I think what you're doing is phenomenal. And I was shocked that so many activists like in America didn't like it, but meanwhile they're like, oh, well, we support women, we want women to have all these rights. Meanwhile, you're liberating the women of Iran, and then they have an issue with it. I thought that was very confusing.
We support gays, but they throw gays off the buildings, okay? We support this. I mean, the things they do, and they're fighting, but I think...
Who cares? I don't give a fuck about anyone throwing people off of whatever in Iran. It's like, I don't give a shit. We don't need that. Jake is saying this like as if America is like asking, like as if we all are sitting there going, we need to liberate the people of Iran. That's the problem people have. You know what I mean? Like, I love how Jake is saying that. Like, you think that these like people, these liberals would support it because like they're all about like supporting women and shit. And you're like liberating that. It's not like Trump said to everybody, hey guys, we're going over there to liberate the women of Iran.
Right.
This is not even how it was painted in the slightest. That motherfucker was like, yo, Israel don't like the fact that they might build a nuclear bomb because the only person that they'd be able to use it on would be Israel. So, like, we have to beat them up. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I just love that. Jake goes, I'm an idiot.
He sounds like one right there.
I will fall
for, sure.
for anything, Mr. Jake Paul over here.
That we had some negotiations where I would have preferred making a deal. I guess. I don't know. Look. I wasn't that anxious to make a deal. That it would have to be a really good deal. They had to get the number one thing is they cannot have nuclear weapons, okay? Because a nuclear weapon, they have a nuclear weapon, bad things, they would have wiped Israel off the face of the planet.
Look at that. The guy don't even fucking hide. Like, he's literally not even hiding it to Jake. He goes, you know, if they would have had a nuke, they would have just wiped. Nothing would happen to us. We would have been cool, bro. Like, we over here living. You know, but they would have wiped out Israel. What are we supposed to do? Nothing. Like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about, dude? Like, imagine if Russia was like, hey, we're going to bomb China, right? You think that if they said that, America would go like, hey, wait, hold up. Like, yeah, we might go, hey, chill, because you might affect this, and this. Like, there might be a talk about it. If Putin goes, no, but like, we're still going to do it. Why in the actual fuck would we go like, oh, well, now we have to get in the middle of that? It's like, no, let them go. What are you doing? Who gives a fuck?
Well, I don't. That's always what we're doing.
You know what it is, though? It's like in the Middle East, that's what we're doing all the time, I feel like. And I feel like it's always because of this same point. You know what I mean? And I feel like a lot of people are kind of like waking up to this realization. Like, think about, honestly, this is, I know I'm starting to get like conspiracy groiper, but like, this is actually factual. Think about this. Think about like the war in like Iraq and shit. You know what I mean? Like Afghanistan, Iraq. Those were literally like, yo, Israel going to like George Bush or whatever, right? That happened during George Bush, wasn't it? And he goes, yo, they got WMDs. How many times have you heard that phrase in your life? WMDs. Maybe not you. But this was like when I was growing up, the war in Iraq after 9/11, they got WMDs over there. Saddam Hussein or whatever the fuck his name is. They got WMDs, weapons of mass destruction. We got to go over there.
I don't know that I ever really heard it abbreviated.
But you heard this phrase, though.
Yeah.
They have weapons of mass destruction over there, right? That was Israel. That was Netanyahu being like, yo, Afghanistan or Iraq, I forget which one it was. It might have been both. He goes, they motherfuckers got weapons of mass destruction over there. We got to do something. The next thing you know, we're there for 20 years, bro. 20 years. You get what I'm saying? It's like, yeah, it does seem like we interject a lot, but it seems like it's over there a lot. You know what I mean? And then the crazy part about it is like politicians like Trump, I think he actually kind of tries to make this point to Jake too. They sit there and they go, well, those people also hate us. They want to attack us. They hate us as Americans. They don't like our freedom or whatever it is. You don't think that it's like maybe because like we're always over there poking and prodding and fucking bombing and doing these covert missions and shit? I would hate us too. Like, I would hate us, bro. Like, think about if fucking Arabs were coming over to America and doing that shit to us. We would be like, yo, fuck those goddamn motherfuckers. You know what I mean? It would be the same shit. Like, if some country that had nothing to do with you came over, killed your leader in power, completely changed the whole layout of the shit, and made your life significantly worse, you might have a little jihad on that motherfucker. You know what I mean? Like, you might throw a little jihad. I would do a little bit of jihad. Like, why not? You know? It's like, what do they got to lose at that point? And listen to this guy. Trump don't even hide it no more. He goes, they would have wiped Israel out. What are we supposed to do? Let that happen? He goes, what are we supposed to do then? Who's supposed to take care of all the world's craziest secrets that they gathered from Jeffrey Epstein and all the, you know what I mean? Who's supposed to do all that?
Our timing on that was incredible. If we didn't do the B-2 attack, the B-2 is the attack of the nuclear, they would have had a nuclear weapon. If they had a nuclear weapon, they would have used it in the Middle East against Israel and other countries.
Really? Other countries? They would have just said, fuck it, bro. Let's just unleash the floodgates. Why? All the other countries are Muslim like them.
Yeah.
They don't give a fuck. Maybe there might be like a Sunni Shiite, you know what I mean? Because you know about that. There's like those two sects of Muslims that don't like each other, kind of. But I don't, not that I know much about it, but you think they're going to nuke each other? I think they might just be like, yo, let's get rid of that one first.
Yeah.
And then we could kind of like deal with our shit. But like, we're going to need that land back. Like, you know, that's how I figured they would do it. At this point,
kind of like the episode of Neighbors to get rid of the.
Oh yeah. It's like, what the fuck? And here's my thing. It's not like, you know, you don't want to be a monster and be like, we should get rid of Israel. But it's like at the same time, it's like, why are we worried about it? Why? I'm doing an Andrew Tate. I'm about to die. I'm about to die. I really am about to die. And we just hit 2 hours too. Look at that. Might be a little earlier than 2 hours because, you know, we had some bullshit in the beginning. We cut out a little shit. But no, this is kind of what I'm saying. You know, it's kind of crazy to me that, like, even Trump in this moment, like, just doesn't even try to, like, hide it at all. He goes, yeah, we just had to do it. They would have attacked us first. How do you go from, like, we were the ones in danger, that's why we attacked them, to, like, no, they would have got a nuke and then they would have wiped out Israel.
And other countries.
And other countries. Let's not forget that one. You know what I mean? That's crazy.
It was the attack of the nuclear. They would have had a nuclear weapon. If they had a nuclear weapon, they would have used it in the Middle East against Israel and other countries. And you saw that recently when they're shooting all these missiles. We didn't know what was happening because we're saying, wait a minute, we're going after them. And they're shooting Saudi Arabia, and they're shooting Qatar, and they're shooting UAE, and they're shooting all these other countries, and nobody knew what was going on. You saw that.
They're just wreaking havoc.
No, they made it. Well, they were trying to frighten them, but they didn't get frightened. It was the opposite. They fought back.
Yeah.
See, I don't know about all that, like, but that might be true. I don't know. If, like, Iran's getting bombed out of nowhere, they might not even know who the fuck is attacking them. They're like, just send bombs to, like, the nearest fucking 5. Like, I don't know. Like, not every fucking country. Like, I'm not saying that that's right, that they go, like, just bomb everybody, but that might have been what happened.
Yeah.
Like, you think about it, like, I don't know if, like, you see a dog, like, and you fucking, like, hit the dog or something, try to provoke it. It might attack, like, the nearest thing next to it. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, it's just pissed. Like, it's trying to get whatever. You know what I mean? Like, and that could be what, I don't know. I'm not claiming political expertise here. You know, but I'm just saying it's like we're literally like we hit them first and then they like spaz out and they go, look at them. See, they're crazy. It's like, what do you mean? We hit them first.
Like, yeah.
You know what I mean? What are you talking about? That's
it's like
nuts.
Hitting a bee's nest.
Exactly. You hit a bee's nest and then you go, those bees are crazy. Kill them. Kill them all. It's like, whoa, dude, they were chilling. Like, I know they were capable of the shit, but they were kind of like hanging out before you disturbed them. You know, now you hit the nest, they're going to come out and start stinging whatever. They don't give a fuck. Like, so that's crazy. Listen to this. This question had me
this
dying.
One was funny.
Dude, Jake Paul says to Donald Trump, if you could reincarnate yourself, as a matter of fact, I won't even. Let's let the question come out of Jake's retarded ass mouth. It comes out way juicier when you hear it from him. Listen to this.
It's been incredible to watch. I have another question they're wanting us to wrap up here, but I always ask people this question. I think it's super interesting. If you could come back in history and reincarnate and like be able to experience someone else's life, who would you come back in history as?
That's a very interesting question.
That's a very interesting question. Yo, I never heard Donald Trump sound so seductive in my entire life, bro. I swear to God. Jake is getting fucked in his ass after hearing that. That's like a guy that's like playing the flute outside of a Cobra jar. You can't escape that one. Second he starts playing that tune, you're fucked. You know what I mean? And that's exact. Donald Trump hits you like that? That's a very interesting question. You know, you're fucking panties off. You're done. You're fucked. You know what I mean? That's it. This is the guy who invented the art of the deal. I mean, I'm at a loss for words right now. I'm literally like flabbergasted, dude. I talk for like 3 hours a week on this shit. I'm at a loss for words right now. My dick is so wet right now off of this. Holy hell.
Back in history as?
That's a very interesting question. Maybe Donald Trump.
Maybe Donald Trump, he says. Oh my God. Do you expect anything different?
No.
Do you expect anything different coming from this guy?
Absolutely not.
My name is Donald Trump. I would like to be reincarnated as Donald Trump, please. Imagine going into the afterlife and like running into Buddha. Like if reincarnation was real, he goes, you did such a good job, we're going to let you pick. He goes, fuck it. Send me back in, coach. He goes, I don't even need to be anything else. You could think of like I go, dude, could you at least put me in like a rich family this time? Like I struggled last time. You know what I mean? Like,
but he's not struggling.
That's what I'm saying. He goes, I don't even want to see it any other way. Give me Donald Trump all over again. You could be like anyone. There has to be a millionaire with like less skeletons in the closet than this guy. You know? Like 4 months ago, Air Force One, like, you know how there's always reporters asking him questions when he's getting on the Air Force One plane? These reporters were asking him a question about some shit. And all of a sudden, he just like completely changes the subject and starts talking about how he doesn't think he's going to get into heaven. He says this shit to a reporter. A diehard, quote unquote, Christian, a conservative, Republican Christian guy. He says this to a reporter. He does not believe that he's going to get into heaven. That he's done way too much bad in his life. And to say it as a joke or not is crazy as hell. At like the ripe old age of like 79 or however fucking old this asshole is. It's like, bro, you got to change that, whatever it is. So you trying to tell me you want to come back as that again?
He enjoyed the evil.
I guess so, bro. He out there fucking them little girls on Epstein's Island getting that good old puss. Getting that good old young puss. Fuck her right in the pussy. Fuck her right in the pussy.
Right now. I think Donald Trump right now, my life is very exciting. Yeah. I have to be honest. I'm thinking about other lives. I think my life is maybe more exciting. I don't know. Look, I've had a great time.
I love that so much. That was like, it does not get any better than that. It really doesn't. I'm actually kind of good on these time codes for right now. You know what I mean? We had the last one, but that one really isn't even all that funny. That's going to do it for us over here on the Jake Paul segment. Let's give it up for Jake doing the journalism work that you and I, of course, cannot, And as a matter of fact, I frankly will not. I will not do that work. I could have all the opportunities in the world. I don't need to meet Donald J. Slump or whatever the fuck his name is. You know what I mean? Fuck a rat in the pussy. But that'll do it for this week's episode of Lost Ox Media. As always, we'd like to thank you for joining us on another lovely Wednesday. Be sure to check out Lost Ox Media. You know, we're on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, all those different podcast platforms, YouTube, all that good stuff. Like, comment, subscribe to the episodes, the channel. Hit the notifications so that you know when we're going to go live, because we do not like to announce that. I would hit the soundbite like I normally do, but it crashed. So, you know what I mean? As always, it crashes. I never know. Let's see if the Nick Fuentes one
That is what you normally do.
I always hit the soundbite, and of course, like clockwork, it crashed. Make sure, you know, if you want to support the show, you can do so by buying merch. Look at that. The soundbite came back, and I hit a Nick Fuentes one. So let's see if that one ended up working too. That one might come a little bit later.
Hopefully at the right time.
Exactly. And don't forget, you can support the show by buying merch over at lostox.media. That's lostaux.media. What else? There's always something that I'm like, I keep forgetting to like bring this up. You know what I mean? It is what it is. Well, let's see.
And we're hanging out at the party. We're getting ready to split.
There you go. Until next time, I bid you adieu and I bid you farewell. Have a good one.
Party till I die with my chin up high. Fuck 'em up, fuck 'em back. Twerk like it's my last day on this earth. Let that dollar make her work. Shake that money maker in my face. It's a favor. Ooh, I love your misbehavior. Party till I die with my chin up high. Fuck 'em up, fuck 'em back. Twerk like it's my last day on this earth. Let that dollar make her work. Shake that money maker in my face. It's a favor. Ooh, I love